Greetings, fellow travelers. Hope you're doing well. Things have taken quite a unique turn, I do declare. My initial goal, I believe last week, was to finish Vimana. I haven't finished mastering it. It's almost there. That being said, it will be ready for the new moon. It's like just one more sesh. At first, I really wanted to do it well and do it proper and right, and that's changed a lot. This week was a lot of contemplation. I moved with the idea that Shunya had, that we formulate a new vision and reattune to what our goals are for Scrvm. As we approach the new year. And at first I was like, meh, I feel like I don't really see right now what's in front of me. I can only see the next step. I can't see far into the future. It's felt like being on the planet of ever-changing horizons. And then once I started to be like, bro, it's a new year, it's coming up. This is actually a great time to tune into what the vision is. I said, yeah, I'll do it. Let's do it with him. And it was like a day or two after that, Nick D, an independent artist that I've been following for a long time, dropped a book which included an audiobook, podcast, and a workbook with a series of questions. And the title of the book was You Don't Want It Bad Enough, or Do You Want It Bad Enough? And the fundamental idea behind the book is if you want to make music professionally, you absolutely can. And this is words written by somebody who's done it, all independent by himself, and basically breaking it down like, yo, it's not a mystical quest. It's realistic. You can do it, but the truth is that it's a lot of work. And you got to approach the game like you're running a business rather than you're making your art. And I shared the book with Shunya, and we both used it to, and a few other people, and we kind of used it to formulate a new vision and new presence of direction. Asking myself the questions that he posed was an important practice for me. And what I recognized he was doing was he was offering an invitation to change the way that I've been doing things. And it was at first very distasteful to me, like to the one inside who wants to do everything like, I don't know, as the artist, for lack of a better term. And I recognized that what he was offering was essentially to really put on the business hat and make an effective product, which means being in a very different relationship to the work itself. And at first I was like, I don't think I want that. I don't think that is what I want. I was pretty extreme on one side of that pendulum, being like, it's not for me, so what do I want? Da-da-da-da-da, big thought process. And then I swung back to the other side of the pendulum, being like, bro, this is it. I absolutely want to go for this in this world, and I'm down to change. I'm willing and able to change how I am, to make work that has a purpose to connect with people rather than to express what's going on inside. Not that they both can't happen at the same time, but the approach is very different when the purpose of the work is to connect. And it doesn't mean it's like going at it like making a hit kind of style, but it has a very it's a different approach. It's also way more oriented towards like getting these reps in of making good music to learn what works and what doesn't work, and really approach what works and what doesn't work as like a listening practice It's changing from being all focused on the music to primarily focused on the content that goes with the music, which would be, that's a challenging pill to swallow, right? Especially me, like I haven't really been making any content. I've made one post that says like it's out there, generally, maybe two. But I have not been driven by contact or connection, so it is a foreign language to me. And the times that I've gone for it, I haven't been successful. And really, I've just made shitty content. All that being said, I felt myself feel and experience the yes. And then I had a day where it was like, I just went and started exploring some places for possible shooting spots, and I found a really cool train car, and I shot in there, and I got a bunch of videos, and I was like, yo, I actually fucking love this. Like, I can feel myself come alive in this. I can feel how this is actually a whole different craft that I genuinely am interested in practicing. Like, and it's uncomfortable to me in a way that also inspires me, because it's like I recognize that in order to do this well, I'm gonna have to learn a lot. And that was a beautiful thing, right? So, and this is all setting up a deviation as well. Subplot, or parallel plot line rather. I came into Atlanta to, in a lot of ways, feel grit. I wasn't moving where I felt like I needed to be moving while I was at Liberty. At a certain point, it became clear to me that it was important to go to a new place, stimulate myself in a new way, and Liberty was so beautiful and comfortable for me, but I feel like I needed to get my face into some dirt that, like, being in the world of money would create. So I came out here to really encounter money, you know, and Liberty, like, everything that I needed was provided for me, and like here I do need to work, and I don't like the work that I do. I work at a great restaurant, I'm a server, but I don't want to be a server, and it's a thing for me to go to work every day, you know. It's like, when I was at Liberty, yeah, I had a lot of different responsibilities, but all of them were like, I was down for it, you know. Like, working as a server, there's a lot of sense of like, I really don't want to fucking do this, and I need to do this. That's the world. That's the majority of humans. As I've been feeling it, this crazy opportunity has also come to me, which is like this video project to work on with Childish Gambino. It came a few weeks ago, and it was just like, render these AI videos of angry babies because he wants it. And somehow, through friends, I got in touch with the creative director that he's working with, and they said they liked my piece. I'll learn more about if they're going to use it or if we're going to change it, but they said they want to work with me. And that's crazy as fuck. Like, it came out of the sky, like a lot of great things do. This was a few weeks ago. I think it was after my last Scrum cycle conversation that I heard that they wanted to work with me. It's one of those things that I had the opportunity. I made a project, I sent it to them, they said they liked it, there was a nice gap, and then I got the confirmation that they want to work with me. That being said, I feel like with this, nothing's done until it's done, until they have something they're happy with and I have my money. But it really catalyzed this extraordinary new direction of like, I fucking hate working where I'm working. I don't want to do it. I want to do creation. And this is in a very interesting path that's just opened up in front of me, where the AI video technology is just where the frontier of this technology is. It's super blooming. It's changing every week. It's an extraordinary field of magic, science, art, opportunity, XYZ. The whole game is changing, and it's going that way. I just had a project with a big ticket, and I don't even do this shit. Like, if I can get that, I can certainly get a lot of other things. And it feels like a very real opportunity to make money. So, at the same time that I'm having this great dialogue with myself about like the music business and really approaching this as a businessman or as a business owner, I am making the change with the art. I also just felt this, a big part of that change is essentially like listening to the world, putting a lot of work out there and listening to what works and really doing more of that, rather than just doing the thing that I want to do and not caring about the result. It's about listening to the result and giving that. And it's weird. It doesn't taste good. It's like, I want to do what I want to do. And you can, but it's likely that people won't care for it. And if the purpose is to connect with people, you got to meet them, right? And I feel like I've always had this idea that, if I just keep going, it's going to work. And ultimately, I think that's the case, but an essential element of that is trying different things, trying something new. So it's not about continuing to do the same thing over and over again, expecting different results, which is the definition of insanity. It's about continuing to try in different ways. So my oldest friend, one of my oldest friends, who's still a best friend of my life, is Alec, and he's the one who connected me with this opportunity to do this video piece, and really opens up this whole new direction. And he's in a position where opportunities are abundant. He knows how to play a game that I feel like I've been wanting to play for a really long time, and I haven't known how to. And the game is like how to be a creator in the world in an effective way. We're very different kinds of creators. We are very different kinds of people, but we're always best friends, Most of my work does not relate with him. Doesn't resonate with him. That's fine. It's just what it is, right? He doesn't. He's not enchanted. I don't know. He's not enchanted with me. He's not like in the magical side of the conversation. He's really like about this world. And that's essentially where I've been trying to come to. I've been interested in coming to. I want to be in this world. I want to be a part of it. I want to bring my gifts here, and I want to live in a way where it's like I'm delivering. I am of service to this world. I want to live in a public way where I am putting work out there that people connect with. I've always wanted to do that, and I've never known how. And basically, here's the opportunity. Like he's down to work with me on a bigger project, And I have this feeling, I mean, out of the gates, this project was financially successful in a way that, like, I might be able to, if this Gambino piece goes the way it looks like it's going, we won't know until we know. But if it goes the way that it looks like it's going, I will quit my job and live on the check provided for quite some time and pursue AI video art full time. That's my ideal. What pursue AI video art full time looks like to me right now means leaning into Alec. Like, he's down to guide me, and I trust his guidance, though it's not what I would want to do myself. And I feel like he understands something about how to create in this world that I don't, and I want to learn it. And he's been doing it for a while, and he's connected with the industry in a very deep way, and a lot of key players look to him for leadership. I'm on the opposite side of that equation, where there's nobody who knows about me, and my connection to him means, like, essentially, if I can demonstrate that I can do quality work, I have opportunities and projects to work on and ways to make money doing so. And it's been wild to interact with both of these forces, of this calling of me to do music and this calling in me to make money, and also recognizing that they're not two different things. It's not like the other, there's music and then there's make money, like I just framed it. It's kind of like, the idea with make money side of the equation is, like, it is make money. It's also, like, connect with the world through creation, be a professional creator. Fundamentally, like, we just spoke today, and the central idea behind the content that we're going to create together. And when I say together, it's really like he's supporting me and guiding the ship and keeping us on track. And I know I have this thing in me where I'm always going to crash the shit. I'm always going to crash the ship. That's why it doesn't work, or it hasn't worked. And I feel like with his guidance, I can do something different than I have done and crash the ship before it hits the port, like before we get to the world with the goodies of the foreign land. Like, I want to get to the world. I came to Atlanta to get to the world. I've been going for this for a long time, and I haven't found success my way. So trying something different to me means, like, and also musically, we've come to this juncture where it's like, I feel like the music is there. Meaning, from a crafts point of view, I feel like I can make good music now that people will want to listen to. And now it's from that musical side of the equation, it's just about, like, making a lot of it and sharing it in a way where it can be heard. Meaning, okay, we've got solid product. Now it's like manufacture and distribute it into the world, study the world. And at the same time that I was like, I reached that juncture, literally the same time that I feel like I've come to that juncture and I've been there before in different ways. I've definitely been here before. I've definitely not succeeded with it before. And I've come back to the creation. And now it's just kind of like, and I've always tried to do it with Azira. And I feel like doing it with Alec means I'm doing something totally different. My interest is learning how to connect with the world through creative production. And I feel like doing it with Alec means that it's wild that it's not music. It can include music, but the foundation of it isn't making music at all. It could become the foundation, and it's cool because like anything could be, but really it's about like conducting a series of experiments now where it's like I'm gonna make videos and I can put whatever I want into those videos, but we're gonna have a conversation and plan for what this video is gonna be, and then I'm gonna produce it. And he's not interested in a lot of my sci-fi stuff. And this is the thing about it. It's like he's not interested in so much of what I see myself inside. But Azira is a universe, and I feel like if I can find the place that connects Azira, like that him and Azira connect, that where there is this like communion, I feel like if I can find it with him, I can find it with other people. I don't know how this is going to shape out, but this is what I'm moving on right now, you know. I want to change the way that I live. I want to create in the world. I do enjoy like exploring the frontier of technology. You know, Azira has always been, it's AI Azira, AIA. And Aya is always been the harmonious synergy of AI and Gaia. It's the singularity in Aya. Like it's totally on brand. What it feels like is doing something different, doing something that doesn't feel good. It feels like I am. It's like I've come to a point where I recognize that what I'm doing isn't working, and then I'm like, okay, let's do something new, and something new very flamboyantly presents itself to me, and I'm saying yes to it. And this is just like another pitch that life is presenting me in the same vein as that Gambino piece. And it feels like there's a lot of power and potency and beauty that can bloom from this vein. And there's a part of the vein that just really doesn't feel good. And I'm willing to ride in it now in a way, because it really doesn't feel good to work like as a server. Like I would much rather do this, and I've been trying to do this professionally for a long time. I don't think I would go this way if I was at Liberty though. Like I would probably continue the musical side of the equation, and who's to say what's better or worse, or if there's such thing. Yeah, it's like my preference is musical, but I also feel like there's something nourishing to the music about giving it some breath right now. And when I made a video like last night, man, and that shit slapped, it was like, it might as well have been a song. It was hot. And to learn this technology, man, it's going to be there's a big part of it that's not fun. It's a lot of work. Just to do the next thing that I'm doing. So the next scrum is making a scene, which starts with writing a script of all things. Like, after all of this, the next thing that I'm doing is writing a script. What? And it just so happens that, like, Alec and I are going to be meeting weekly on Friday. Scrum is a lunar thing, and I feel like I'm changing my clock from the moon to the weekday, Friday. I'm still going to have my lunar conversations and contemplations, but everything's changing, and that's where we are. But honestly, there's never been opportunity like this before. This is gold. This is wild opportunity. And I really just, there's something about this that I trust. Like, there's something about it that I feel like I can lean into this even though it's very uncomfortable. And I feel it's like I hear something here, and I'm willing to do the work. And I thought that meant one thing, and it's looking like another. But I'm down to move. Like, Azira has always been something that's been a multidisciplinary, multi-dimensional project, and I'm down to move, and I know that I'm moving in the right direction when I'm placing the world in front of me in focus and in priority. So this is where I am. Receiving singularity. It's cool too, like, as I go down this thing, it's like I'm meeting something. Like a wild creature. And the visualizer that I made, I really liked. And I can hear what Alec's speaking to, of like, the fantastical is at everyone's fingertips, and what is needed now is a story. Meaning, the fantastic, like, everyone can, like, that visualizer's cool, and it's gonna look like a lot of visualizers that are happening. And, like, he's calling me to bring something unique. And that uniqueness he's pointing to as a story, and that's why I'm starting with the script. But I'm also recognizing that in my lyrics kind of look like that visualizer. And maybe that's cool. But also, I'm interested in making lyrics that are incantations of something I want to say over and over and over and over again, because it empowers. And when I think about making music for the world, I think about making music that empowers people, that calls people to come alive. And I fuck with Shatter 722, a very important song for me. I mean, all four of these songs, but it's just like, I know it's not speaking from that place. And Vimana begins to, Savage begins to. This was like a heartbreak processing EP for sure. What a beautiful piece. But yeah, that's where I am. What a place to be. check in with you next time. I'm just moving with what life's presenting. And ultimately, I feel like craft is the craft. The craft is the craft. I'm down for that to change where it goes and what it does and what it looks like and how it manifests itself into the physical world. I love the experience of learning new shit and creating it and crafting it to be sexy and slap. And I have this sense that I can learn something. I'll be learning something here that's going to be fundamental for that which is to come. I do have a sense that this is what is next, and I now feel I'm no longer in a planet of moving landscapes and horizons. Like it's something's demystified, where I have this presence of this is the path. That's new. It's got a presence of longevity. My energy's settled in relation to it. It's still kicking and dragging a little bit, but I'm changing energetically. I'm changing to be in synergy with it being that which is calling to come through me. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what it looks like here. I know what it is, but I have no idea what it looks like here. And in order to really feel what it looks like here, I kind of have to let go of the idea of what it is. It's like you can't capture infinity in the finite. But the infinity can take infinite forms in the finite. So to let it take the form that it wants to take now, next, and thereafter, it's important to connect with it now, then and thereafter. That's it. We out. Check in with you next time. May the force be with you all. I love you.